Dozens of victims of a flood disaster in the West Mamprusi municipality of the Northeast region are still homeless nearly 3 months after the incident. Some 900 people in about 4 communities were displaced by floodwaters in October last year following the collapse of 2 local dams in a nearby village. Hundreds of properties were lost and destroyed, prompting an intervention from the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Now, the Vice President, at the time he visited the victims, promised them of government support to help them rebuild their homes. Several months after the disaster, most of the victims have left the camps back to their destroyed homes and are now sleeping in structures made with pieces of old roofing sheet. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko has more.
The early morning of October 1st, 2020, the collapse of 2 local dams led to a terrible flood disaster at Gagbini and 3 other communities, mostly along the Wale-Wale-Naleruko Highway. On JoyNews' arrival at the community, rising water levels had completely inundated the entire half of the village as some residents were woken from their sleep by the floods. It was a bit of chaotic scene as the panicked residents scrambled to salvage what they could. However, others too were unable to salvage their properties from the ruins. One of them was this 60-year-old woman, Wuni Fati, popularly called Umma Fati, who was spotted crying profusely as she watched her mud house being brought down by the high currents. At the time, she said to us the incident also took away her source of sustenance as she lost nearly 40 bags of sheared nuts which she had bought with a credit facility from a local financial institution. We found her again nearly 2 months after the disaster, and she now lives in this unventilated structure made with pieces of old roofing sheet with her 3 minor grandchildren.
I evacuated to stay briefly with a distant relative at the other side of the village after the incident, but had to move back to my property to set up the structure to live with my grandchildren. However, due to high temperatures, I felt uncomfortable sleeping in it, yet I have no choice.
Around 900 people were affected by the disaster. Some lost their homes completely, and the government promised to help the victims rebuild. But Umma Fati, who is now pleading for assistance, the government is here to come to their aid as promised.
I'm here to recover from the shock out of the incident. As you can see, I have nobody to help me rebuild my house. You can see some people constructing new houses, but I am poor and have no one to help me.
Umma Fati was recounting her story after receiving a donation of relief items from officials of the Ghana Red Cross Society. The donation, organized by the Joy FM Super Morning Show under a campaign dubbed Up to Us, included food items, used clothes, mattresses, mats, buckets, mosquito net, and among others.
My worry is that I'm still at the risk of being arrested and probably jailed because of the loan I used to purchase the share fruits which were washed away by the flood. It was my only source of livelihood, for which reason I need assistance to help defray the debt. This has become my nightmare.
Some of the beneficiaries also expressed their excitement while thanking JoyNews and its partners for the gesture.
My JoyNews, Nika shelter Nana Barkanam Biago, the Tony Binyang Zana Barkanam, Barkanam, Binyavil, not check up Bubwama Katang, now Guba Sarati Barbuka, Majinama Sarati, now Boom, Nantum Lafi.
You can manage and save our life. So we thank God and thank Red Cross and JoyNews. We thank JoyNews because they are also help Red Cross to do this thing for us. So thank you for Red Cross and JoyNews.
Ilyasu Tanko reporting for JoyNews.